Alright. Come on back in here. Ooh, they don't like this. When I get to cooking, they just close the app. They just closed the app out. Last time they let me resume. This time they didn't. So I guess most of this is just gonna go for people to watch later on the replay. Sub J Jimison. And hit the like button. Yeah, what's up, y'all? What's up, Shayla, Gina, Willie? Appreciate y'all for coming back in here. Get talking that real shit. They just closed the goddamn app out. But where did I leave off? What's up, Kendall? Where did I leave off before I was rudely interrupted? Oh yeah, I was talking about Claude Anderson. Claude Anderson put a seed in the ground that took about 20 years to flower. Yeah, I was talking about the bling era. Yeah, like 97, the music went to the bling era. It went to the shiny suit. It went to the hoes and clothes. You know, and then, you know, the love got taken out of the music. You know, the end of the 90s was the end of the groups. No more SWV, no more Drew Hill, no more Boyz II Men. You know, they took out the best crooners and left us with Usher. You know? The music changed and the temperament of black society changed. You know, just the temperament of our society. I remember how it was when I came up in college. I used to always get called, and I wasn't even as vocal as I am now, but I remember I was always getting called militant when I was in college. Oh, you always talking about that black stuff. You always talking about that. I used to get that all the time in the 2000s. Why you always talking about that black stuff? Person number one to hear if you was like that. If you remember that back in the 2000s. Stop talking about all that black stuff, man. Shit, we good. I'm trying to get these bottles and pop these bottles and I'm trying to. He's always on that black stuff. That was a major. That was said a lot in the 90s, in the 2000s. Late 90s into the 2000s. That wasn't said much in the early 90s. Early 90s, you know, niggas was getting with it in the early 90s. And what Trayvon Martin did, Trayvon Martin snapped Black America back into reality and reminded us where we are. And for people who were new to the country or newer to the country, first, second generation, it showed them what this country is. Those are two different reactions. For a lot of Americans, that was their first time seeing it. A lot of new Americans. And it showed them what this country is. It reminded us. So since then, you saw a renewed interest in black information. You saw how far Hidden Colors went. You saw other documentaries like Elementary Genocide by Y'all know brother's name. Why am I drawing blank to his name? I see his Twitter account and everything. Raheem Shabazz. You know, it was this documentary called Out of Darkness back in the day. It was a lot of that information started coming out. And people started sort of comparing notes to each other. And we got tired. We started, the music's bad. Then we noticing, okay, damn, the top 10 is all, ain't no black Americans. It's like, when they got Rihanna, Bruno Mars, and Drake to the top, that was it. If you notice, Bruno Mars hasn't done an album in 10 years. He's still bigger than most anybody that came out in the last 10 years. I mean, done a solo album in 10 years. They haven't allowed anyone through since. Nicki Minaj. We see this, and we see a definite basement level quality to our music along with this change. It's not as if these people are coming in and making the music better. Nicki Minaj for damn sure ain't making it better. Drake, they ain't making it better. Drake is over here humming music. I could say forever and ever. I remember when that shit came out. That was my clubbing years. I was like, who is this humming ass nigga? I didn't like him when he dropped. I remember I'm sitting in bottle service at the table like, who the fuck is this? And why does nigga sound like Fonte? Somebody said I could be promoting a Black App Night fan base. That's not a black app, you dummy. It's just a big-nosed nigga that got his face on it. Back to what we talking about. So it's a lot going on, you know what I mean? I forgot what I was saying for that person distracting me with that stupid ass comment. But we see this, and then, like I said, the thing for me that woke me up all the way was, and I said it on the last show, Busta Rhymes saying Black Americans have no culture, and Fat Joe saying hip-hop was created 50-50. That put a bug in my ass. That made me like, yeah, nah. We gotta talk about our culture and talk about it loud. Codify around our culture. But again, so for when people like Lucas and these people try to make it a Tariq Nasheed thing, that's not gonna help. It's not gonna help you. It makes you look stupid, honestly. And I don't think that Lucas is stupid. I think that Lucas is extremely intelligent. I think that dude is extremely intelligent, and I'm not gonna disrespect him. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. But when you try to make it a Tariq thing, or you try to make yourself seem like the smartest person in the room, read the room better. See, people be thinking that we come out of nowhere with this shit. You know what I mean? They think that black people are just some. That shows you the perception of these people. Chat room, what is Lucas? What's up, Ty Campbell? What is Lucas? What is he? I don't know what he is. That does matter. Some Asian black. Are you gonna talk about the whole FBA to white supremacist pipeline argument? I don't really like following people's stuff, but since you put some money up, I'll talk about it real quick. I'll probably attach that because tomorrow I'm gonna review Lucas's video, and I'll probably talk about it on tomorrow's video too, as a second topic. But I haven't really paid attention to that. FBA, the white supremacist pipeline. I've been seeing the titles, but I haven't watched any video on it yet. So my opinion, I'm telling you right now, I haven't seen any video on. I haven't seen any video on that. I've only seen people put it in the title. Yeah, thank you for timing that person out. If you care so much about that app, why aren't you over on that app consuming content on that app? How you gonna be over here supporting this app, asking why I'm not on another app? Take your ass over there and support I'm pretty sure somebody interesting talking on that app. Have fun. Now back to what my question. So again, I haven't seen any videos on the white supremacist pipeline, but I can kind of put two and two together, what they're talking about. I could probably put that. No, Agent, I wasn't talking to you, Agent. Agent Black. I was talking to the other person about that. Breeze. Okay, you said that. But the whole FBA, the pipeline, that's just some shit that some people gonna say. That's all it is. People talk. You know, people gonna say whatever they gotta say because they don't like the whole FBA movement. So there's no pipeline to the right ring. It's like, again, that's just people underestimating how intelligent we are as people. Everyone thinks that Black Americans are children, and we don't have nuanced thought. And to me, I say shame on those kind of people who don't see us as nuanced people. How in the hell can we create every form of music that y'all love and not be nuanced? How in the hell can we change the English up and introduce words that everyone takes on our meaning of and not be nuanced? How are we a people that can have 50 different meanings for one word and not be nuanced? How are we a people that can take a word that traditionally meant one thing, take it to something else, redefine it, and have the dictionary pick it up because we made it hot and not be nuanced? We're very nuanced people. And we understand what's going on. We understand. See, the problem is y'all been getting propagandized by these Democrat niggas, and these Democrat niggas been lying, they've been hustling. They've been hustling us and y'all. Most of these Democrat niggas know what time it is. The ones that's on TV. You don't think Al Sharpton knows what time it is? Y'all been listening to Al Sharpton thinking y'all been hearing the black man talk, thinking we all think like that. Shame on you. These niggas been listening to people like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Michael Eric Dyson, thinking that Charlemagne the God or whatever, thinking that they have an insight into how black people think, listening to Charlemagne. Fuck. And we've chosen a very smart political strategy of abstaining. As a matter of fact, it shows how limited other people are in their thought to think it's either white or black. Yeah, like, we tired of listening to Democrats lie. Like, dude. Hell yeah, Tonic, the Democrats are quiet. I mentioned that the other day. Pay attention, the Democrats are eerily quiet right now. They're eerily quiet. It's actually a smart move for them to be quiet, watching the Republicans implode. It's actually a smart move by the Democrats, but the Democrats traditionally, they're not a smart party, so they're gonna fuck up pretty soon. But they eerily quiet. You know. And so when it come down to it, yeah, Dems is silent like a church mouse. Calm down on kicking people out. We can let people disagree. I said, I only want y'all tying people out that have bad jokes. Time out people with bad jokes. Let everybody else talk. They could disagree. I ain't tripping. To time out if they got bad jokes. So they got bad jokes, get them the fuck out of here. If they just disagreeing, that's cool. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett is making them look crazy. I gotta walk Rocky soon, but yeah, it's all good, Agent Black. Yeah, I've seen the topic going everywhere, but I just haven't clicked on any videos. Like I said, I've been dealing with property issues all day, dealing with surveyors and city of LA. It hasn't been a fun day, all right? But what's up, Advertise? So we when it come down to it, it's a nuance to this conversation that, appreciate that, Tony. I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon too, because I gotta walk Rocky. But we gotta, yeah, it's cold as a motherfucker right now. We're very nuanced people, and we've seen a lot, and Trayvon Martin it spoke to us differently than it spoke to people who aren't from here. As it should, because your experiences dictates your present. Your past dictates your present. Experiences dictate perception. And if Trayvon Martin was something that was your first time, it's gonna it's gonna treat you a different way than someone who, Trayvon Martin set off a 400-year-old memory with us. You know? Trayvon Martin hit off a 400-year-long memory with us. And it made us at that time, and along with YouTube popping off, and this is before YouTube filtering, you know, we hear from Elder Dick Gregory his last few years on Earth. We hear from Dr. Claude Anderson. He's still with us, but you know, he can't come online as much as he used to. We hear Dr. Claude Anderson the last years he has strength in his voice, you know. We hear Dr. Welsing in her last few years on Earth. Think about this. YouTube gave us Needy Fuller at the end of his life, Dr. Ben at the end of his life, Dr. Welsing at the end of her life, Dick Gregory. These people who've been around since the 60s and the 70s, the 80s. It gave us Farrakhan. It reintroduced us to Khalid Muhammad. He was gone, but his videos lived. Bobby Hemmett. But live in action, we got to hear Dr. Carl Anderson and Dr. Welsing and Navy Fuller and Dick Gregory the last few years of their lives. We don't need to argue if Agent Black's a tether or not. Yeah, y'all know me, man. I don't. As long as he's being respectful, it's all good. You know, even if the brother is from the Caribbean, I don't know. As long as he's being respectful, he's being respectful, so it's all good. It's all good. Appreciate you, dog. Breeze is my guy, somebody I met in person. I love for that brother, but it's all good. Yeah, we got yeah, Farrakhan. So we got to, we got to consume that. I don't know where Lucas or any of these people were during that time, but that's how a lot of us, met in these chat rooms, on YouTube videos, in the comment sections of these videos. Somebody said the best black shows had so-called. No. The best black comedy shows didn't have so-called tethers. The best black comedy shows stopped in the 90s, or the best black shows, period. You haven't had good black TV in 20 years, movies or TV. When Kevin Hart took over comedy, it was a wrap. He's not a tether, but, it was a wrap. When Tyler Perry, he's not a tether either. When Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Kevin Hart got to the top, it was a wrap for quality black entertainment. Ain't none of them tethers, but they introduced a lower quality of black excellence. And Kevin Hart's funny. He's just that, he don't control the stuff, but it's just when you compare Kevin Hart to, say, Eddie Murphy, it's not close as far as the quality of movies. I'm not here to disrespect Kevin Hart. It's just, that's that era. That's just that era. Kevin Hart employs a lot of black people, so I ain't got nothing negative to say about him. The last time we had quality black entertainment was in the 90s. Music and TV and movies. We haven't had quality black entertainment all century. And that includes FBA entertainers like 50 Cent. Cube was doing movies like Friday, we was good. When Get Rich or Die Trying came out, shit went to shit. Nigga Larry in the chat. Larry, I'll beat your ass. Yeah, you gotta go watch the first part. But yeah, we just, it's gonna be all right though. But I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta walk Rocky. We're gonna be back at it tomorrow. I'm gonna review that Lucas video, and then we're gonna talk about, I guess we'll talk about what you said, because I know people are talking about the whole FBA, the pipeline to the alt-right. Like, fuck the alt-right. Fuck Tucker Carlson. Fuck that Fishback dude. Fuck Trump. Fuck Biden. Fuck Ocasio, big ass teeth Cortez. Fuck all these politicians with a rusty dick. Reparations now. We'll be back at it tomorrow, though. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Oh, yeah. What do you mean, what, fuck? You must not have been watching this video. I talked about Candace Owens earlier. Candace Owens' eyes are too wide apart for y'all to take her serious. That bitch an alien. She made her come up on talking shit about us and saying that she's gonna protect Nicki Minaj and Rihanna because she has a Caribbean connection. You can fit a whole fist between Candace Owens' eyes. Like, remember how, like, back on Married with Children, if you want to get somebody's eye, if you want to poke somebody's eyes out, you do this, and Al Bundy would do that. If you want to get Candace Owens, you got to do this. This won't do. You do this to Candace Owens, you're going to touch her nose. You got to do this. You know, but she's on, but the fact that, at the same time, Candace Owens is disrupting the internal politics of the right-wing party, and I love it. Keep going, Candace. I support you. Keep on this Charlie Kirk shit. Keep going at Ben Shapiro. Keep going at Nick Fuentes and Tim Pool and Macron, and just keep fucking these white people up, Candace. I support Candace and all she's doing right now. She can't come back over here, but she's not over here right now. She up in a house, messing a house up, and rock on, Candace. Rock on. Just can't come back over here. But we'll be back at it tomorrow, though. All right. Y'all have a good one.